Your home and mortgage connection.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family, your business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And then remind you, if you ever have any more finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, we're celebrating today. We do every day on Ron Siegel Radio. National Seatbelt Day. Okay. I get it. National Seatbelt Day, and I know it's a safety issue. Do we need the government to tell us these things? You know, they came out with the seatbelts. I don't know how many lives it really saves. I can tell you this much. I drive down the roads quite a bit. And since they came out with the law against distracted driving, also known as texting, do you notice any difference in the amount of people texting? The only thing I notice really is instead of people having their phone up in front of their face, it's down lower to their side. So they have to look down away from the road to do their texting because they're still doing it. And you go up to any street light, any stop sign or stoplight. I'm not sure I've ever gone to a stoplight where I haven't seen somebody texting. And now we've got, even to that point, we've got on our phones the driving directions. And I might know exactly where I'm going, but I still put into my Google Maps where I'm going. Even if I'm going, I'll go down to Newport Beach quite a bit and I'm heading home. I put into my Google Maps, just put in their home. I don't know. Do you do that too? Just to throw that into the chat. Why do I do it? Well, I want to know what traffic's like. Josh, you must do it a lot there because certain times of day, traffic in Vegas can be as bad as it is in Los Angeles, maybe worse. Because you're more concentrated, I think. What is it, 7 in the morning and then 3 in the afternoon and all that kind of stuff where you've got those specific times when the casinos are changing. Yeah, traffic and construction. So we're still looking down at our phone. Do I need somebody to tell me? I don't need anybody to tell me not to put my tongue on a battery that it might get hurt. And there's all this nanny state stuff. Amazing. Let's move right along. Family PJ Day. How do you do that on a work day? I don't get that one. So let's get on to some of the good stuff. National Pickle Day. I thought, Josh, when I looked at the picture, I thought it said National Pickled. But then I realized you weren't talking about me on a Saturday night. National Pickle Day. Half done dill pickles if I get my choice. That's what I really prefer. And spicy guacamole day. Okay, I would go with this one if we could take the spicy out. Spices, yes. Spicy, no. Do you like your guacamole hot, or do you like it hot spicy, or do you just like, the good flavorful guacamole? There you go, Josh. Question of the day. Spicy guacamole or flavorful? I guess some people that like spicy say flavorful is the same thing. They say, if you burn your tongue and you can't taste it, is it really that good? So spicy guacamole, or do you like mild guacamole? What's your favorite? Put it in there. If you, I guess you're a spicy, Josh. Is that what you were? Okay, I'm not. So we'll give you some of those red crushed peppers to put on top, and I'll keep the mild, flavorful just for myself. Spicy or mild guacamole? There it is. Put it in chat. If you're listening to us live on radio, just say it in your car or at home, wherever you're listening to the radio. We will hear you. I had a conversation the other day with my son and daughter-in-law, and my wife made a comment to them. How'd you know about that? And she said, we just kind of know these things. Kind of like if you talk in the car, we're listening. Of course, Siri's not ever listening, is she? I better not say that because now my phone's going to go off. Let's take a look and see what's going on in the world today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average now down 102 points. S&P 500 is down 14. The NASDAQ down 31.66. Oil is up 25 cents a barrel. And the 10-year Treasury, that one there is at 440, is what we're looking at on the 10-year Treasury right now. 4.40 is the yield on the 10-year Treasury as I broadcast to you. Yes, if you're listening to us again on radio, we record live around the 9 to 10 o'clock hour each day. So the 10-year Treasury is down 6 basis points, and we're looking at 4.40 on that 10-year Treasury. Let's look at gas price. Do we want to look at gas prices? We're getting close to the holidays, so we better keep track of it. California, $4.48 per gallon. Yes, I know we like high gas prices. $4.48 a gallon. Okay, and the only state in the union higher than us is the oil-producing state of Hawaii. Looking at how about $2.58 a gallon is what they're paying. I can't find where it is even. 259.8 is the cheapest gasoline in the country. Oklahoma, they've got that market cornered. And if you're planning on going to Vegas for the holidays, $3, about $3.25, give or take. Is that about right? Okay, that's and I'm sure that I'll be at Costco today. I've got to get some gas, so I'll see what the gas prices are there. Probably a little bit cheaper than what they are other parts of the country. A lot going on, and ironically enough, are you watching the news, or are you tired of it? So there's a lot of people that are tired of it. I've gotten back on X. If you're not following us on X or Twitter, whatever they want to call it. So what do you do? Do you X on X? Do you X, or on X do you tweet? I'm not sure what that's called anymore. What's the new one, Josh? Blue Water, Blue Sky, Blue something or another is the newest. I don't know what that one is, but Blue something or another. So that's it's the counteraction. I guess if you don't like free speech and you like to go back to where things were all censored, you go to Blue something or another, and it's the newest. Maybe there's a couple of people there. We should, Josh, we should probably see about putting the show back on X or Twitter. I don't know if they banned us even after Elon took over, but I saw that there is a post on X right now that Elon Musk, he's been tapped to run this Office of Government Efficiency. I'm sorry, Department of Government Efficiency. They call it DOGE. And came out with a commentary this morning, or they came out with a tweet, an X, or whatever you call it, that the idea is if you want to work hard and save the government some money, well, they're hiring. Now, being that they don't have the official title yet, I don't know how they hire, but when you've got $300 billion, I guess you can figure that out. Since the election, I think Musk's net worth has gone up by like $30 or $40 billion. When you think about it, they say he put $100 million into Trump's campaign, and his net worth has gone up by $30 billion since. Not a bad return on investment. Tesla stock has taken off. Why? because the government regulation may be taken away from electric vehicles. And yes, California, you may have to follow the law, which I saw this morning that the new sheriff in LA County, or the new police chief, says he's not going to work with ICE on their deportation. Well, it's finally interesting. Leo Terrell was on the news this morning, a civil rights attorney, 35 years. He said, well, they can just take the sheriff or the police chief, I don't remember who it was, take him to federal court for obstruction of justice. That would be fascinating to see that one come down, wouldn't it? You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, should you sell your house or rent it? Understanding duplexes is the housing option right for you. Easy to get credit cards for building or rebuilding credit, all that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
As the economy slows, do you know anyone worried about job loss? At Siegel Lending Team, we offer the Home Select Loan. Think of it as a financial superhero cape for homeowners with good income and credit. It not only saves your home, but also throws a life ring to your credit score. Because who needs stress when you can have peace of mind? Let's secure your future with a smile. Visit rsrhomeselect.com. rsrhomeselect.com. NMLS 217037.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And every day at this time, OBMMI. They provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates, with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. They do not tell us points paid, points received, or the APR. They just tell us the number you need to put into your mortgage calculator if you want to find out what your principal and interest payment will be. And if you don't have a mortgage calculator, just download our free mobile app from Ron Siegel Radio. RonIsMyLender.com. RonIsMyLender.com is our free mobile app. What did rates do yesterday? Conventional 30-year fixed rate, 6.782 down. Jumbo 30-year fixed rate, 7.111 up. FHA 30-year fixed rate, 6.427. That was up. VA 30-year fixed, 6.221. That was down. And the USDA 30-year fixed, 6.497. That was down. The good 3 out of 5 are down. Okay, that's what we like to see. And if you want our mortgage commentary, our market commentary, every morning as early as the data allows, rsrlinks.com/market minute. rsrlinks.com/market minute. We put out our report each weekday morning, each business morning, as early as the data allows, emailed to you, no cost to you. All you need to do is go ahead and rsrlinks.com/market minute. You know, we need, Josh, is we need to see if we can figure out how to put a QR code on there for that. That'd be pretty interesting if we could do that. Good. Challenging the producers. Okay, let's take a look and see what the markets are doing right now and why. So we're looking at the 10-year Treasury, now down 5 basis points. Mortgage-backed securities, that bond is up a little bit. When the bond goes up, the rate goes down. The S&P 500 is down 20 points. right now. And the question is, what's driving all this? Well, today we saw the producer price index report. That's what the wholesale gives us the idea of what's happening on the wholesale level. So we did get that report, came out this morning. Measures wholesale and producer inflation was 0.2% higher in October, which was in line with expectations. Year over year PPI was revised higher in September from 1.8 to 1.9%, and then increased to 2.4% in today's report for October. The October revision did not help matters, and the 2.4% reading was hotter than the 2.3 the market was anticipating. The core rate, which strips out food and energy prices, rose 0.3% last month, which was in line with estimates. The actual monthly reading was 0.25%, which is lower than the rounding makes it appear. Year over year, core PPI rose from 2.9% to 3.1%, while it was expected to come in at 3.0%. Big reason why the year-over-year reading jumped so much was a weak number from last October, which was removed from the rolling 12-month calculation. Fed's favorite measure of inflation, personal consumption expenditures, will be reported later this month on November 27th. PCE shares some of the same components as the PPI reports, so the hot monthly figures could cause filter through into the PCE and potentially cause an upside surprise so long as the revisions in PPI do not impact things. Initial jobless claims measures individuals filing for unemployment benefits for the very first time fell 4,000 to 217,000. Continuing claims, which measures individuals continuing to receive benefits after their initial claim, fell 11,000 to 1.673 million. Continuing claims have continued to trend higher because companies have been hiring less and workers that have been laid off are having a harder time finding a job, staying on benefits for longer as companies are reducing hiring. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So, I talked to you a lot about the idea that strategy beats rate always. Strategy beats rate always. And one of the things we've talked about a lot on Ron Siegel Radio is, and I gave you this heads up, some of you listened, many of you did not. So I said we never know exactly what's happening with interest rates. We just can't tell exactly where they're going. And there was a time that we did see interest rates drop down, mortgage rates specifically. We saw those drop, and it was for a very short period of time. And there were people that said, don't go changing the rate, don't go doing your refinance because they're going to go lower. And maybe they're right. Maybe they're right. Do I know? Well, if I had a precise crystal ball, I'd be a bond trader, not doing a radio program in the morning and leading a lending team. But here's what I do know for certain is we saw the rates kind of topped out right around the middle of September. And they've been going down ever since the middle of September. Yeah, they've had some steps where they've been going up. The bond has been going down. So the rates have been going up ever since that middle of September. But those people who had their numbers locked in, well, they were able to take advantage of that because all we have to do at that point is do a rate lock. Everything is done. I'm going to tell you right now, don't worry about, I hear a lot of people say, well, if rates don't go down, and I see this on social media too, ignorance. If rates don't go down by 2%, don't do anything. Okay, well, try and go eat with 2%. You can't. Try and pay off your credit card bills with 2%. You can't. You can pay down those credit card bills with dollars, Benjamin Franklin's. So again, I urge you, go and watch a presentation we did, rsrlinks.com/what's your number. rsrlinks.com/what's your number. And let's talk about dollars and cents. You know, you send us a note and you say, and we get started on redoing your home loan. And we say, okay, if I can't save $300 a month, I don't want to do it, but 300 or more, I'm in. Okay. Now, what we do is we go and we put all the documentation together. We build your entire file and we set up a trigger in our system so that as soon as we get to that $300 a month savings, we just send you out your disclosures and you close about a week later. You're done and you don't have to worry because we lock you in at that time because we've already done all the work. We've got everything in place for you. rsrlinks.com/what's your number. Now, what do you do with that? Well, you're saving $300 a month. We're going to look at it because, yes, we are certified liability advisors. What does that mean? Well, we're looking at helping families build wealth through better debt management. Okay, so we look and when we do this whole thing, understanding what your number is, we're going to look and say, hey, you know something, Mr. Jones or Mrs. Jones? Do you know that if we took this strategy, you could save not $300 a month, but you could save $1,000 a month? And oh, by the way, if you're saving $1,000 a month, what happens if we take, I don't know, 500 of it and apply that to your current balance? Do you know what that'll do to your payoff period? We do. Do you know what that'll do to your effective interest rate? We do, because that's what certified liability advisors do on a regular basis. We're always looking at these things to see how much money can we help you save? How can we be more strategic about what we're doing for your household? When we look at these strategies, we realize that, something most people, well, I'm not going to say most. A lot of people have a financial planner. Most should, not everybody does. A lot of people will have a CPA. Most should, not everybody does. But if we take a $500,000 loan, and I use small numbers here because not that 500,000 is small, but when we talk about in terms of home loans, it's not the biggest loan in the world if you're in Southern California. And we go from a 7% to a 6.5%. And I'm just throwing numbers in there. So at 7%, you're at $33.26 a month. At 6.5%, you're at $31. So what if we take that difference and we say, okay, we're going to put $100 a month extra onto our principal? Well, now your effective interest rate is 5.83. What if we do $150 a month? Now that's 5.55. But in so many instances, we know that people in Southern California have $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 in equity in their properties right now. We also know that you've probably got about $80,000 credit card debt, auto debt, unsecured debt, private student loan debt. Call it $80,000 there. So what happens if we cut that back and we're able to save you $700, $800 a month in your cash flow? Well, now you brought your effective interest rate down to 4.51. And I'm not giving you APRs and all those things because we're just educating you here. We're not trying to give you a loan. We're trying to give you an education. So you've now brought that effective interest rate down into the 4s. Now, I was on a call yesterday, and a lot of lenders on this call, and they say, something, there's a lot of people that have a under 4% interest rate. They don't want to do anything because they can't save money. Well, I'm going to tell you, not everybody qualifies for the Home Select loan at Geneva Financial. But if you qualify for the Home Select loan at Geneva Financial, and you can go to rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. If you qualify, so far when we've run the simulator for these folks, I've not seen anybody that's had an interest rate over 3% effective interest rate. So go to rsrhomeselect.com, check it out, see if it makes sense for you and your family. If you need help with running a simulation, give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, should you sell your house or rent it out? Easy to get credit cards for building or rebuilding credit. Understanding duplexes. Is this housing option right for you? All that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numero 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Our real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Should you sell your house or rent it out? That's our subject today. When you're ready to move, figuring out what to do with your house is a big decision. And today, more homeowners are considering renting their home instead of selling it. Recent data from Zillow shows 2/3, 66% of sellers thought about renting their home before listing, with nearly a third, 28%, taking that possibility seriously. Compared to 2021, when fewer than half, 47% of homeowners considered renting before selling, it's clear this trend is on the rise. So, should you sell your house and use the money toward your next home, or keep it as a rental to build long-term wealth? Let's walk through some important questions to help you determine the right path for your financial and lifestyle goals. Is your house a good fit for renting? Before you decide what to do, it's important to think about if you would make a good rental in the first place. For instance, if you're moving far away, managing ongoing maintenance could become a major hassle. Other factors to consider are if your neighborhood is ideal for rentals and if your house needs significant repairs before it's ready for rent tenants. And if any of these situations sound familiar, selling might be a more practical choice. Are you ready for the realities of being a landlord? Managing a rental property involves more than collecting monthly rent. It's a commitment that can be time-consuming and challenging. For example, you may get maintenance calls at all hours of the day or discover damage that needs to be repaired before a new tenant moves in. There's also the risk of tenants missing payments or breaking their lease, which can add unexpected stress and financial strain. As Redfin notes, quote, landlords have to fix things like broken pipes, defunct HVAC systems, and structural damage, among other essential repairs. If you don't have a few $1,000s on hand to take care of these repairs, you could end up in a bind, unquote. Do you understand the costs? If you're considering renting primarily for passive income, remember there are additional costs you should anticipate, as an article from Bankrate explains. Mortgage and property taxes, you still need to pay these expenses even if the rent doesn't cover it all. Insurance. Landlord insurance typically costs about 25% more than regular home insurance, and it's necessary to cover damages and injuries. Maintenance and repairs. Plan to spend at least 1% of the home's value annually, more if the house is older. Finding a tenant. This involves advertising costs and potentially paying for background checks. Vacancies. If the property sits empty between tenants, you lose rental income and have to cover the cost of the mortgage until you find a new tenant. Management and HOA fees. A property manager can ease the burden, but typically charges about 10% of the rent. HOA fees and additional costs too, if applicable. Bottom line, to sum it all up, selling or renting out your home is a personal decision. Give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, so we can connect and you can have a pro on your side to help you feel supported and informed as you make the decision. That is the real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. Let's see, I think we've got a Borrow Smart segment brought to, I'm sorry, the RSR Home, the real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Now we're going to do Borrow Smart, brought to you by RSR Home Select. Talking and my words getting, my thoughts are going faster than my words. Understanding duplexes, is this housing option right for you? Okay, you got to understand what it is. Introduction. Today we're diving into the world of duplexes, a housing option that offers unique benefits for homeowners and investors alike. If you're exploring options for buying a home or perhaps considering a property investment, duplexes might just offer the perfect blend of affordability and opportunity. Let's take a closer look at what a duplex is, its pros and cons, financing considerations, and how it compares to other housing options like triplexes, quadplexes, and townhouses. What exactly is a duplex? Simply put, a duplex consists of two separate living units built on a single parcel of land. These units can either be attached, sharing a wall, or built in a stacked arrangement where one unit sits above the other. With a duplex, you're essentially getting two homes in one. A setup that can be highly versatile for different family or investment needs. Pros and cons of duplex living. When considering a duplex, it's essential to weigh the benefits and drawbacks to see if it's the right fit for you. Pros, number one, rental income potential. One of the biggest advantages of owning a duplex is the potential for rental income. You can live in one unit and rent out the other, or rent both if you choose not to live there. This setup can help cover mortgage payments and reduce the cost of home ownership. Number two, proximity to family members. Duplexes can be ideal for those who want family members nearby but still prefer separate living spaces. It allows for independence with the benefits of close proximity. Number three, more space. Compared to traditional apartments, duplex units often offer more space per unit. This can be appealing to renters or owners looking for room to spread out without moving into a standalone house. Setbacks, drawbacks, cons. Number one, privacy and noise concerns. While duplexes provide more privacy than apartments, you may still encounter noise or privacy issues, especially if units are side by side. Number two, limited parking. Because two homes share a single lot, parking can sometimes be a challenge, especially in areas with limited street parking. Let's chat about financing a duplex. Duplexes fall under an interesting category for mortgage purposes. Although a duplex has two units, it's typically classified as a single-family housing. If the property has up to 4 units, here's what this means for financing. Owner-occupied financing. If you plan to live in one unit and rent out the other, you may qualify for owner-occupied financing, which often has lower interest rates and down payment requirements compared to investment property loans. Investment property financing. If you're purchasing a duplex solely as a rental investment, you'll likely need investment property financing, which usually requires a larger down payment and may carry a higher interest rate. Some loan programs also allow you to use anticipated rental income from the second unit as part of your income when applying for a mortgage, potentially increasing your borrowing power. A duplex versus other multi-unit housing. While duplexes are popular, they're just one type of multi-unit housing. Quick rundown of similar housing types to help clarify your options. Triplex and quadplex. These properties feature 3 or 4 units on a single lot, respectively. Financing for these types often follows similar guidelines as a duplex, allowing for owner-occupied or investment options. Townhouses. Townhouses may resemble duplexes, but there's a key difference. Each townhouse unit is typically individually owned. Unlike a duplex where both units belong to one owner, townhouse owners only have rights to their unit and don't have rental control over other attached units. Twin homes, sometimes called half duplexes. Twin homes are similar to duplexes in appearance, but are on separate parcels of land. Each unit has its own owner, making this an option for those looking to own half a duplex while enjoying a shared wall and possibly reduced costs. Is a duplex right for you? Deciding if a duplex is the right choice will depend on your financial goals, lifestyle, and comfort with shared living arrangements. If you're interested in generating income and keeping family close by, a duplex offers advantages that single-family homes may not. On the other hand, if privacy is a top priority, you might be happier with a standalone home. Bottom line, duplexes can be a great investment, but like any property, they require careful planning and financial strategy. As a certified liability advisor, I specialize in helping families like yours build wealth through smart debt management and strategic real estate choices. If you're considering a duplex or any property investment, be happy to guide you through your financing options and help you develop a plan that aligns with your long-term goals. Give me a call today to explore how a duplex could fit into your financial future. Let's work together to build a strategy that brings you one step closer to your dream of homeownership or financial independence. That is the Borrow Smart segment, brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, more slower price growth, what it means for you as a buyer. Easy to get credit cards for building or rebuilding your credit, all that and more. Reach me anytime, off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
79% of all credit reports have errors that should be corrected through factual disputing. You could be saving thousands every year if your report was accurate. CreditSanitizer.com provides a free credit report audit when you furnish a specific $1 credit report. You can use this information to request corrections to your report and potentially save thousands of dollars. Get your free credit audit at CreditSanitizer.com. That's CreditSanitizer.com for a free credit report audit. CreditSanitizer.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report, it's wrong. What are you doing about it? Easy to get credit cards for building or rebuilding credit. That is our subject today. For anyone looking to build or rebuild credit, the world of credit cards can feel like a maze. With so many options, it's tough to know which card to choose, especially if you're new to credit or have a limited history. Today, we're going to simplify the search with 5 credit card types that are generally easier to get approved for, even if your credit is less than perfect. And remember, I'm here to help you strategically manage debt and build wealth as a certified liability advisor. With the right tools, these credit cards, you can start building financial confidence and securing a solid credit profile. Number 1, starter credit cards. For those beginning their credit journey or limited credit history, starter credit cards are designed to make approval easier. Here's what you need to know. Low or no annual fees. Many starter cards avoid annual fees altogether, or they keep them modest. Basic rewards and benefits. While these cards may not offer elaborate perks, they often have simple reward structures like cash back on everyday purchases. Building credit. Responsible use, like keeping balances low and paying on time, can help you quickly establish a positive credit. One popular option here is PETAL, P-E-T-A-L, One Visa credit card, which doesn't rely solely on your credit history. If you have limited credit, PETAL allows you to link your bank account to analyze income and expenses, creating a unique cash score for eligibility. Plus, it offers up to 10% cash back with certain merchants. Number 2, store credit cards. If you have a favorite retailer, store credit card could be a smart choice. Store cards typically come with less stringent requirements and offer rewards tailored to purchase more with the store. Closed loop cards. These are often easier to get approved, but can only be used at the issuing retailer. Rewards and discounts. Many store cards offer valuable discounts on purchases, along with exclusive sales and perks. Be mindful of interest rates. Store cards can have high interest rates, so paying off your balance each month is key to making them work for you. Example, the Target Circle card gives a 5% discount on all Target purchases with no annual fee. Amazon also has a store card that provides 5% cash back on Amazon purchases for Prime members. Number 3, secured credit cards. A secured credit card is an excellent option for those with poor credit, as it requires a refundable security deposit, which usually becomes the credit limit. Here's why they're worth considering. Easier approval with bad credit. These cards are designed for credit rebuilding, so approval is generally more attainable. Deposit requirements. Typically, deposits start at $200, but this amount can vary by card. Upgrade potential. Many issuers will periodically review your account, and after consistent, responsible use, may convert your secured card to an unsecured one. Discover it. Secured credit card is a great example, offering 2% cash back on gas and dining, 1% on other purchases. Discover also matches your cash back at the end of your first year, making it a solid choice for anyone starting over with credit. Number 4, student credit cards. If you're a college student, specific cards cater to your unique needs. Student credit cards help build credit without requiring an extensive history and many other perks tailored for students. No credit history required. Some cards don't require an established credit record. Affordable features. Often these cards have no annual fee and may include introductory rewards or cashback options. And they're designed for young adults. Student credit cards focus on building credit knowledge and responsible habits early. The Discover It Student Cashback Card is popular among students with 5% cash back for rotating balances and 1% on all other purchases. It even includes a cashback match for the first year. 5 is debit and credit hybrids. These innovative options combine the convenience of debit with the benefits of credit building. While technically not credit cards, debit credit hybrids link to a bank account or a prepaid balance and report payments to credit bureaus, helping you build credit without incurring interest or traditional credit limits. No credit checks required here. Approval is often easier since they aren't based on credit. Automatic payments are drawn directly from your account, so there's no risk of accumulating debt. Credit reporting. Many debit credit hybrids report payment activity to major credit bureaus, positively influencing your credit score with responsible use. One example is the Super Card, which offers up to 10% cash back on select purchases and does not require a credit history for approval. Payments are pulled directly from a linked bank account and reports to the credit bureaus. Final tips for finding the right card when shopping for an easy-to-get credit card. Take time to consider your financial goals and habits. Here are a few tips. Research requirements. Check the card's requirements before applying. Secured and starter cards tend to have simpler criteria. Pre-qualify if possible. Many issuers allow you to pre-qualify so you can gauge your approval odds without a hard credit check. Use the credit card responsibly. Keep balances low, make timely payments, and monitor your credit score. With each on-time payment and responsible usage, you'll build credit and expand your financial options for the future. Bottom line, navigating the credit card world can be overwhelming, especially with so many options out there. As a certified liability advisor, I'm here to guide you in making informed decisions to build and manage your credit wisely. With a strategic approach, you can leverage your credit as a powerful tool for building wealth and securing a brighter financial future. Reach out today and let's start your journey toward financial confidence and stability. That is Your Credit Matters segment, brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has the solution for you. I don't think we're going to have time to get in another real-time real estate, so let's just give away some stuff. So we told you earlier in the broadcast, rsrlinks.com/what's your number, and we talked about that one in getting ready to get that home loan done. But what if you do have the debt that we talked about? rsrlinks.com/two-step. rsrlinks.com/two-step. We actually do the entire two-step process for you one time. So you might only need to supply a couple extra documents, but rsrlinks.com/two-step. What is it? Well, we look at all of your current debts, house, credit card, unsecured, cars, student loans, you name it. We put it all in there. And we see what makes sense to do a debt consolidation loan. When we do the debt consolidation loan, we see how much money we're going to save you and give you some ideas on disciplined ways of making use of those savings. Then we look at it, and right at that exact time, we're going to say, okay, what happens if we can save $300, $400, $500 a month more when interest rates start dropping if they do? Well, we're going to put that all into the program, and we set up a trigger so that when interest rates hit the number that we need to get your payment down to where we want it to be, we just send you disclosures, and all the work is already done for you. rsrlinks.com/two-step, rsrlinks.com/two-step. And as always, we ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean, who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
And older by the minute. My boss just pushed me over the limit. I'd like to call him something